Hey guys, welcome back to the Unsavvy Budgeter. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name's Cindy and I take you along with me on my debt-free journey to pay off over $71,000 in credit card and student loan debt. So in this video, we're going to quickly close out the month of April. I know we're already halfway through May and we've just had a lot going on. So we're going to close out the month of April and then we're going to quickly transition to do our budget update for the month of May. So here is our April budget. When it came to our income sources for the month, we brought in for our paychecks a little over $12,000 and a little over $2,000 in side hustles, which I'm pretty happy about. I didn't think we were going to get $2,000, so that's a really happy sight to see. And a lot of the money we made from side hustles mostly came from sales that we had through eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, and a little bit from Ibotta and Fetch. So if you guys aren't already signed up for Ibotta and Fetch to save on your grocery shopping, you can click the description link below and click the referral links to go ahead and join my team and save for yourself. We also had reimbursements close to $600 this month, and that mostly came from my HSA reimbursement that I got to cover my therapy sessions, and we have a monthly stipend that I get from work to cover some work from home expenses and as well as fitness, and that gave us a grand total of $14,825.67 for our income for the month of April. So here is our table for what categories we budgeted for. In the red is everything that you see that we actually spent on, and this last column that shows what our differences were. Obviously red isn't that great, that meant that we overspent, and green is good, that meant that we underspent what we budgeted for. So I don't want to go too much into detail about this. Not much has changed since my last April budget update. So if you guys want to kind of hear more about the details about our spending, you guys can check out that video. But for this one, I just kind of wanted to highlight that we did really great with debt payoff. We had a really great month with paying off our credit cards. So that was really exciting news. We paid off that final credit card, number 6, and we were a month ahead of schedule from our goal date of mid-May. So that was really exciting news. And we had a little bit of money left over to put towards my first student loan. So overall, I'm really happy about that. But what I'm not so happy about is all the red that we're seeing. So we actually did overspend quite a bit in a lot of our categories, especially food. We had a lot of business expenses, personal spend, but we did really good with utilities thanks to the energy saving month of April. So we got some money back from our electrical company. 401k and HSA, we ended up saving a little bit just because we had anticipated that my 401k was going to kick in sooner, but that didn't happen. But that's okay. We ended up saving a little bit of money there. And overall, our actual spending, not counting our 401k and HSA for this month, was close to $11,500. So overall, we were over budget by close to $500, and we did have a great debt payoff, and we had some money left over to roll over for the month of May to cover mortgage expenses, a lot of the big household expenses that come in the first few days of May or at the beginning of every month. And it was nice to have a little bit more at the end of this month because I got an extra paycheck, and that's why you see that we have $3,398.14 left for the month of April. The pie chart, it looks the same as the previous month with a little bit over 50% on the debt payoff, which was really good. And second place is a little over 16% on the household expenses. Everything else doesn't take too much of the pie, which I'm happy to see. So as long as this debt payoff takes up more than 50%, then we're happy with that. And the goal is to turn that into savings going forward once we pay off the debt. All right, so that really concludes the month of April. So here is our month of May. For our income sources as of today, We're about halfway through May now, so our paychecks, we're looking at close to $4,000. Our side hustles a little over $1,000 from sales that we've made on eBay, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace, which is really good. Hopefully we can match April and get $2,000 by the end of this month, but that's me being optimistic, but that would really be nice. For reimbursements, we have $662. A good chunk of that was HSA reimbursement, and I had help from my siblings for car insurance to assist paying for my mom's car insurance. So that's why this is a little bit higher than normal. And this month was our birthday month for my husband and I. So we got $200 in cash from family. So that gives us a little over $5,700 to work with so far. When it comes to the categories that we budgeted for, if you recall, we didn't budget that much for this month just because month of May was really focused on saving up and paying for our federal taxes that's due on May 17th. So we weren't anticipating to have much of our student loans, which is what remains, paid off. But we were surprised because after doing our calculations and updating our budget, we realized that we had more money left over than we anticipated. So we were actually able to put $1,544.41 towards student loan number 2. I was already able to pay off student loan number 1 last month. So I really did not anticipate knocking out student loan number 1 and 2 by May, which is really great because I didn't think I was going to be able to pick this up until June. So that means that I really only have one student loan left, student loan number 3, and that just makes things a lot easier because I only have one payment to focus on, and I love that. So Uncle Sam, that's our federal taxes. We had $5,062 left to pay for that, and we already wrote the check and sent that off. So we don't have to worry about taxes anymore, and we have learned our lesson this year. We already adjusted our additional withholdings for our taxes, so we're really hoping to avoid this amount of tax payment for the following year. When it came to our household, we had budgeted for $2,034. We spent just about as much, so we were shy of being over budget by a little over $9. 401k, IRA, and HSA. My 401k is good now. It's taking the deductions that it should, so I'm really happy that I got that going because I had been avoiding setting up my 401k and IRA account with my current company just because I was really trying to focus on paying off my debt, but a little bit is still helpful. So that's why we already have that line item accounted for because this is already coming from deductions from our paychecks. So it's exactly what we expect to be spending. Transportation, we increased our budget to $1,040 this month, and we're already close to spending that much. We have spent $881.05 for transportation, but we're still under budget there. Sinking funds, this is new for the month of May, and we had budgeted for $910. We haven't contributed to all of our sinking funds yet, so we did what we could, and so far we have set aside $160, but the plan is to make sure that we set aside the rest of the money by the end of the month for the rest of the sinking funds. And health and beauty, this is a new category to account for therapy sessions, me doing more self-care for myself. So we budgeted $620 there, and that was $150 spent so far for a therapy session. Utilities is close to $450, but we haven't had any of our utilities charged yet, so it's still zero. Food, we have budgeted for $400, and it looks like we might be in the red here. We probably will be, but even though we play around with this category so much, we try to be really good, but we've already spent $313.77. So we really only have $86 left to work with for the rest of the month. I'm not too hopeful about it, but hopefully we can be more disciplined until June. Savings, $205. So far, $5 was contributed. Pet care is $155. So far, only $77.74 spent. Most of this was for a grooming session for our dog. We decided that we wanted to do a monthly grooming session and still set aside some money for any vet expenses as well as food or any other pet supplies that we need. Personal spend, $285, about $22 spent, which is really good for us so far. I'm pretty proud about that, but we know that that's going to tick up quickly because we do plan to take some vacation later this month just to kind of recharge and celebrate our birthdays. We really haven't gotten to do a true celebration, so we're looking forward to that. Gifts, $100, mostly to cover for Mother's Day and birthdays. So far we've spent close to $80 and we're under budget by $20 for that. Other is mostly business related expenses as well as exercise equipment. We did overspend here by $1.95 and subscriptions close to $50, and the actual spending there is about $20. So we have about $30 left to spend there and nothing for reconcile since we look at good for this month. So we're looking at so far budgeted without 401k and HSA, $11,599.30. And so far this month, we've spent $10,409.23. And then we've changed this pie chart to show what we've actually spent so far. This pie chart looks a little different than it normally does for the previous months. We have 43.5% of the pie being towards paying off Uncle Sam for the federal taxes. In second place is household at a little over 17% of our spending. Debt payoff in third place at a little over 13%. And the rest is pretty similar to what you guys see prior, but I'm not going to go ahead and dive into that. It's all pretty low in my opinion. 401k, IRA, and HSA 10%. We're happy with that so far. Transportation close to 8%. A little bit high, but we're going to try and do better for next month. We just figured we had a lot of driving as well as insurance. So that's also why it's a bigger piece of the pie than normal. But everything else is pretty minimal, hovering around, less than 3% or 2%. So not too bad, but let's see how we do at the end of the month. And then we have our bar graph with budgeted versus actual spending. The blue bars indicates what we budgeted for, and the red bars show actual spending. Anything where it's over in red is typically a bad sign, except for the debt payoff. That's where we actually want to see the red bar exceed what we budgeted for. So really good there. But besides everything else, I think we're looking okay. We haven't overspent at all really on anything else. So we're looking good. But as you know, we're pretty close in some of those categories. So let's hope that we're not too much over budget by the end of this month. And last but not least, let's go over our debt payoff. No more credit cards to worry about, so I don't need to talk about credit cards anymore. We just have student loan debt remaining. And so for the month of April, we had a remaining balance of a little over $1,500 for student loan number 2, student loan number 3 staying the same because we're not tackling that. And in May, that was when we were able to finally pay off the rest of student loan number 2. So that just leaves us with student loan number 3, giving me a total student loan debt remaining as of May, $34,506.08 for that last loan, and that's still in a forbearance period, so no interest accruing there. So in April, I had paid off $1,667.24 towards my student loans. And then May, I had paid off $1,501.98. So with our total debt for April, we had $36,008.06 remaining, and we paid off $6,442.09. And for May, we had $34,506.08 remaining in total debt, and we were able to pay off $1,501.98. Just for those 2 months, it looks like we've paid off almost $8,000. And as of today, that means that in total, we've paid off $36,609.95. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know I quickly went over our April closeout, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed it and you found value from us going over our budget update for the month of May. I'd love to hear how you guys are doing so far in your month of May budget update. I'm really happy to still see green because I saw so much red last month. So definitely let me know where you guys are at on this journey. And I hope to catch you guys in the next video.